average value of a function. So let's look at this problem here in particular. Let's say they give us if the integral from 2 to 3 of g of x is equal to 15, then the average value of g of x on the interval 2 to 3 is. So this is a kind of an interesting problem, but you can see they've already given us most of the information we're going to determine by ourselves. So for instance, that they've given us that the integral is equal to 15. So if you remember back, the formula, should I say, for finding the average value of a function was 1 over b minus a of the times the integral from a to b of f of x, right? In this instance, it would be g of x is equal to dx. So let's say that this is all they're giving us, right? And we know this formula already, okay? We already know that this is the average value of a function. So all we're going to have to do is plug in, basically, okay? So we've got, if you want to look properly, we've got a and b. So I can write it up there, a and b. They've given us an interval, right? So let's just plug and chug, right? So I've got 1 over 3 minus 2, right? The integral, right, from 2 to 3 of g of x, okay? Now this is what I want to do, dx, of course. Okay, now I just got that from there. Now this is what I wanted to show you, the fact that this integral over here, this whole thing over here, right? This whole thing over here is equal to 15. So in place of this whole thing, the integral of g of x, basically we're going to put 15. So if I had to simplify this, will be 1 over 1 multiplied by, because this is the same thing, they've given us the value of it already. Usually we're going to go through and work on it and, you know, try to find that value, but this time they've given it to us. So all we have to do is multiply this whole thing by 15. Because we're just putting this in place of the whole integral of g of x, of g of x. So basically our answer here would just be 15 as the average value. So let's say they give us another problem similar. So they say if the integral of from 5 to 7 of g of x is equal to 10, then the average value of g of x on the interval of 5 to 7 is. So same thing. Again, we can write down our formula over here as 1 over b minus a times the integral from a to b, and basically it's of f of x. You know, this time it will be a g of x, but I'm just trying to keep it consistent. So what we're going to do is, again, just replace, because we know our a and we know our b, okay? So what we're going to do is just replace these, and basically it's going to be b, which is 7 minus 5 of 5 to 7 g of x, okay, dx. So if you look at this, what you already realize is that this right over here, they've given us the value, it is 10. So in other words, what we're going to have over here, and I can simplify this, this is going to be 1 over 2 multiplied by 10, okay? Because this just comes from what they've already given us right up here, as this whole integral is equal to 10. So what's our final answer? It's going to just be 5, because it's going to be 10 over 2, which is 5. So again, this problem here is not too difficult. It's just you kind of have to plug and chug and track yourself, you know, to make sure that you're doing it correctly. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I see you in the next video.